Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Ready to Love. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has decided to drop by my little channel. Please subscribe if you have not done so, and like this video when you're on your way out after you've watched the video. I would greatly appreciate that. So y'all, let's go ahead and get into this video. I might actually drop like a total of 4 videos today, so I'm just gonna give y'all a heads up. I don't know, but this should have been up, but I had a situation. I don't know if y'all could see it or not, but this finger right here, I had a splinter in my finger, and it took me forever to get out. And I've had splinters my entire life, especially when I was a tomboy, mainly when I was a tomboy. And it would normally take me 5 minutes or less to get them out, and it would be the exact same way. I don't know what happened today, but it took me forever to get this splinter out. I'm just like, golly, and my finger is killing me. So anyway, I just want to throw that out there too, because this video should have been up, y'all. I could have been almost done with the other videos at this point. Like, that's how long I've taken. So anyway, y'all, let's get into the recap review. So this episode started where I left off last week, with David and Liz basically trying to speak to one another, but not being able to get a word in edgewise. Liz keeps asking him to let her speak, and he's just like, no, let me speak. I need to say what I gotta say. And I'm just like, why? Why won't you let her say what she needs to say? I'm not understanding. Y'all, to make a long story short, he decided to eliminate. And I'm like, thank you, because wasn't nobody here for you. Like, wasn't nobody really here for you, and people really started to see how crazy you were coming off, especially when you revealed that you needed passwords and ain't no such thing as privacy if you with him. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can see why you ain't got nobody. I can see why it don't work. Don't nobody have time for that. You should be able to have your own alone time, your own me time, all this other stuff. And I really feel like you would not be able to get that if you were with him. So nah, ain't nobody got time. Eventually he walked off from her, and because she was just like, I don't understand. I thought you were this nice Christian man, and he was talking about something that he is and all this other stuff. So he eventually walked off, and he was like, I wish you the best, all this other stuff. Y'all, I feel like production tried to roll up, and he was like, nope, I ain't taking no questions. I'm not talking. I'm good where I'm at, and all of that. And he was like, on his own, he let everybody know that he is ready to love, and that he feels like Liz is ready to love, but apparently it just ain't here. So then, y'all know Alexis was talking to Ronald, and I was just like, again. I've been said to y'all, I don't understand how he made it this far, but who am I? Who am I? Y'all, so she's talking to him, and he starts getting the feeling like, she about to tell me that I'm not ready to love. And so when she is expressing to him what the ladies have discussed, he ain't here for it. And he was like, I thought better of you. I thought higher of you. I thought, I was just like, see, and he was talking to her in a condescending way as if he was better than, and he asked her, what can you bring to the table? I don't understand. I was just like, bruh, I can't. But for some reason, nobody else was seeing this. When all of you, Ronald, it ain't even your fault. It's not even your fault, Ronald. They decided to be blinded by the fact that they were in this competition. I'm not understanding. If this person is right in front of you saying to you, I am trash. He literally was screaming, I am trash. I'm trash. But nobody heard it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, and almost everybody there has the same faith base. So I'm like, again, y'all knew this about him, so why is y'all talking to him? Y'all know he ain't here for y'all. He ain't here for it. He's not here for what you here for, because you want somebody that's going to pray with you and be there with you and all this other. He ain't here for that. Like, he ain't here for none of this. He here for getting money and partying and traveling. That's it. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with all that, but God need to be in the mix. I'm sorry if you think that you just here by yourself and you are the only, you exist only because you exist. I don't know. I wasn't trying to go there. I'm just saying it is what it is. Don't hate me because I said that. I'm just saying that he is just self-absorbed. He is self-absorbed. I'm not here for it. And as I mentioned to y'all before, I have several friends who are not of the Christian variety, and they still do not try me the way that Ronald has tried Alexis and other people as it pertains to religion. So I'm just like, I don't understand why y'all didn't see it to begin with, but okay, who am I? So, he went on by his business, and I'm glad, because he shouldn't have even been here as long as he had anyway. So, y'all, the men are now talking to Tommy, and they see that they are down a guy. Well, they see they're down two guys, and Joel was in the confessional talk. I said, well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and lock something down because everybody's gone. Like, I'm like, yeah, you have to do something in your life. You have to do something. So yeah, y'all, they in there talking, and he was just letting them know that they were gonna be going to this ranch, or this it was a ranch or a, what is it, cabin or whatever. They're going somewhere. They're not gonna be at the same house that they link up at. And I had to let everything like click. I was like, wait a minute. I'm having a blonde moment. What they do is they still work and do everything like they normally do. And they don't do as other people have done in the past, which is they put everything down, put everything on the back burner. And I guess they have other people running their businesses or taking their spot or whatever, and they live in this house. Nah, they are driving back and forth to work every day and doing all of this. So yeah, they're going off to this place. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's a ranch or something. Y'all, so they get to the house, and this basically is going to be an opportunity for everybody to see how it's going to be living in close quarters somewhat. And I'm like, not really, but okay. They were enjoying the amenities. They have pool. They have a good old spa. Like, it looks like it's really nice. So Joelle gonna cook. Vernisha is, they keep showing Vernisha a lot, and I was like, okay, this. And when they first started showing her, I was like, I really feel like this gonna be the episode when we're gonna see them get into it. And it is. So yeah, they talking, and it gets to a point where the ladies go off in one area and the men go off in another. And so they're just talking, trying to figure out what's going on, where everybody go. And with the women, Alexis was like, well, we've gotten to a point where we need to know, we need to settle on a person. We should have, done that. We need to be, 100% on who we gonna be with and who we gonna be here for or whatever. And so Kyra was like, I'm not settled on anyone. I have not settled on anyone. I don't know who I'm gonna settle on. It is what it is. And so y'all, Seagrams must have some kind of sponsorship or something, because they had a little Seagrams vehicle to pop up, and it was the same woman who did the little the gathering that Vernisha put together, and she was doing drinks again, but this time she had some shaved ice, and there were times that she was taking the bottle or the canned version of the drink and pouring it over the ice, or actually making some certain drinks or whatever in regular drinking glasses. And I was like, okay, Seagram's is a really weak drink, but okay, I don't know what's going on here. And that's coming from somebody who don't even drink like that. Like, I do frozen margarita. I already told y'all that every now and again, a frozen margarita. And I ain't never been tipsy. I ain't never been drunk. I don't ever intend to do any of that. So anyway, so the ladies get their drinks and stuff, and they're trying to talk. And of course, they want to know how are things going between Vernisha and Joelle. And she thinks everything is going all right. And, she feels very secure. She's talking about how secure she feels. And every time we've seen where she's had to say something about him, she would be like, oh, Joelle is my person. Oh, I live for Joelle. Like, ever since day one, that's what she's talked about. Well, so Joelle hears his name, and so he decides to roll up. And so they end up doing the confessional, and they show Amber in the confessional. And she was like, see, I can't let my girl go out like this, because I was told that like 2 weeks ago, when Tommy asked them, if you had to go home right now with one person, who would you choose? Joelle said Kyra. And everybody was confused, like, what is you talking about? Like, all the men was looking like, we ain't never even seen you with this heifer. What is you talking about? Like, I don't even remember them even having a date like that. Like, I'm just like, what? Like, I was confused that entire episode, like that whole end of that episode. I was like, what is everybody talking about? So Joelle rolled up. And so he was like, I heard my name, trying to see what y'all talking about, whatever. And so he handle business rolling up. It got to a point where Amber brought up the information, and Joel was he over there trying to explain it away, and Vernisha is looking at him like, but she feeling dumb because, like I just said, she stays setting it off for him, but to find out in this way, 2 to 3 weeks after the fact that this is what you do, and then it's based off the fact that y'all had a disagreement, a miscommunication, if you will. And you mad because of a conversation, but then when you talking about it, you trying to make it seem like, oh, well, I wasn't mad at you, and that wasn't why. And like, even when there were times where he was trying to explain why he chose her, it still was like continuous slaps in the face. Because he was like, well, Tommy asked if I was to go home right now with somebody, who would it be? And it made sense. I told the truth. I was like, what? Girl, I would have got it. The first time would have been the last time. Because he continuously said it each time. I'm like, girl, are you not hearing this man say to you that it was the truth? That he said that based off of his experiences, basically, who I would choose would be her. In that moment when he said what he said, but then it was an oxymoron because he was like, well, you my number one. You always the one. You the main person I deal with. What is you talking? So she in her feelings. Everybody tied in their spirit. And I'm just like, nah, what we not finna do is this. So they talking some more. And like I said, like I was saying earlier, they wanted, Alexis wanted to know if everybody was secure with whoever it was that was going to be they pick or whatever. And so she just feels like Kyra is always in lawyer mode. And that's why she might be feeling the way that she feels, or why she's been able to get information out of people the way that she has. And I'm like, I mean, it is what it is. Why not question what you need to question instead of jumping head first into a situation all because you think somebody fine? Alexis. Like, I'm just like, girl. And so she is bothered by the fact that she is not... She has not settled on who she wants to put all of her energy into. She's still trying to get a feel for everybody. And I'm just like, girl, I don't understand. Like I already told y'all before, I don't understand nobody's decision at this point outside of Amber and Chris. Joel and Vernisha is a question mark at this point because of this episode. But yeah, well, ever since he said what he said about her being clingy, and it didn't even make sense in the way that he was saying clingy. But yeah, ever since that episode, I've been looking at him sideways like, okay, what are you talking about? So anyway, later on, they end up going on, they go horseback riding, and Liz was assigned a horse, and the horse stepped on her foot, and she said it was stinging or whatever. And so the person who was gonna basically show them how to do it, especially if they haven't done it, a guide, if you will, told her that she's definitely gonna want to soak her foot in the hot tub or whatever later on tonight because it might be sore. So I'm like, yeah, I'm here for it. So they horseback riding, and AJ talking about it's romantic and talking to Kyra, and I'm like, if you say so. I don't know. I might be a country girl, but y'all, I ain't here for nobody's horse. So quick, somewhat of a story time. So I was in this organization, right? We went to the black ranch in Texas, right? I don't think that, no, that ain't it. We went to a black ranch. It had all black cowboys, all this other stuff. And so anyway, we went there, and they had it where we were going to ride horses and do all sorts of things while we were there. Y'all, I was petrified. My ex at the time, my boyfriend at the time, rather, is what I should say, who was the dude who was from Huntsville. He wanted me to at least sit on the horse so he could take a picture. I think I got the picture somewhere, y'all. I was petrified to even do that. So I ain't ride nothing. So this girl, who she might be related to me, I'm not sure, because she's cousins with one of my cousins. But I don't know if it's because of his mom or his daddy. But anyway, she was in the organization with me as well. Now, I have to note this, and don't try to be mean about this or act crazy. She has physical disabilities, but she does not let things stop her. So she basically does not have arms, and she had like little bitty like fingers sticking out of where her arms would be, like right here. And she got on the horse. She was there and she did what she was gonna do. And she had her arms in stirrups. I mean, she had her hands on the, things. So y'all, the horse took off and like she just slid, like basically, and I mean it just took straight off. If I wasn't deciding to be on there to try to ride, I definitely was not about to ride again. So yeah, I ain't doing it. I ain't here for no horses. I might be a country girl, but I ain't doing that. I will milk cows and goats before I do that. And that actually used to be fun when I was a child. Listen, I'm very country. Leave me alone. I used to like snapping beans, all of that, shucking, hulling, all that stuff. Just leave me alone. So anyway, y'all, they did that. So Fernisha is still in her feelings. Joel is, he tried to roll up when they was getting their drinks, and so she was like, whenever he see me, he gotta be near me. He gotta be up on me. So I already knew that he was gonna set it off. So whatever. And like all throughout the day, he kept trying to talk to her. So the food was cooked. Joel was in the kitchen when the horseback riding and all this stuff was going on, and he was, still cooking or whatever. And you could tell she's upset. No matter what she tried to tell him, she's clearly upset. And so it gets to a point where Chris is outside and he's overhearing everything that's being said. So he go on the inside and he tells Joel that, how you think things going. You need to do what you need to do because she don't seem like she here for you right now. You might not need to be as confident as you feel right now. So he was like, look, she is really, really hurt. So you need to do something and you need to do it fast. So now Jason done had a whole date with Liz, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't understand. I don't understand. The gist of what happened was they went out and it was late at night and they walked around and the sky looks nice and all this other stuff. And so she feels this type of way when she's around him, and he went in for the kiss and got a couple of kisses, and I'm just like, why do y'all keep letting him kiss y'all? I don't understand why y'all feel like he's smooth enough to even deserve a kiss, but who am I? But he is torn between her and Kyra, and I'm just like, I don't understand. So now the food has really, been done because he tried to talk to her while he was prepping the food and all this other stuff. And she tried to lie to myself, I'm good, I'm fine, or whatever. So they end up going and eating food, and everybody likes his food. And I'm like, okay, cool. So they talking. And so he over here trying to make it seem like they didn't just have a whole situation that popped off earlier. And I'm just like, I don't like that. Don't sit up here and avoid the elephant in the room, honey. Don't do that. That makes it worse. But I mean, I guess that's a part of a personality from a person like him or whatever, but ain't nobody here for that. You need to address it. That's the problem. If you don't communicate what's going on and how you feeling, and this goes for both parties because she was over there lying to us, I'm fine, I'm all right, I'm fine, I'm all right, which was a lie. That heifer went and got her plate, was about to turn off and leave, was tearing the food down, and he had to catch her real quick. And I was like, ma'am. But anyway, so, they talking, and so he over here asking for a kiss, and so she looking at him like, what? And I'm just like, how do you not know that this was a terrible situation? How you gonna let all of this pop off and you ain't never bring it up to her? Bad enough she had to hear it, third party. And it was embarrassing because she heard about it in front of a whole lot of other people that didn't know the information either. And she found out at the same time as everybody else. Like, come on now, that is embarrassing. But anyway, she was just like, look, it is what it is. When I'm mad, but when I'm done being mad, I'm not mad long. And I'm like, okay, cool, do what you do. And, she was making it seem like I like you. He said he liked her. And I'm like, it's obvious that y'all like each other, but when the communication break down, y'all can't just do this. Like, you shouldn't sit up there, Joel, and sit up there and be like, oh, well, I'm mad with her. Let me say that the person who I'm gonna go home with is Kyra. Like, it don't even make, everybody was looking at him, like all the dudes, like everybody was looking at him sideways, like, what is you talking about? We didn't even know you could do this heifer's name. Cause the only name you've been saying this whole time is Vernisha, honey. What is we talking about? Didn't nobody know what he was talking about. So Alexis is over here trying to do what she normally does and figure out what AJ on. And I'm like, girl, you ain't gonna get nowhere. These people don't want you. These people do not want you. You give off sexual energy. That is what they are here for. Let's just be clear about it. Let's just be real and honest about it. That's just all it is. Sexual energy. Why is it that you don't understand that? Why is it that you don't understand that? Because as soon as you try to talk about something that's real, ain't nobody here for it, and they feel like you're annoying. But as soon as you popping off with that sexual energy, 99% of the time, they all the way here for it. Except when you are overly aggressive with it, or when they feel like it's overly aggressive. But yeah, she over here trying to get a feel for things, because she was like, well, it's obvious that you like me and Kyra and all this other stuff. And so she looking like, I don't understand. I just want to know what's going on, and I feel like you haven't communicated with me. She rolled up. Apparently, she had been calling and texting him during the time when he was out with Kyra, and he was like, oh, well, you know, I did text you, but it was late. But I made sure I got that text back in. It was really, really late, though. But I don't think she knew it was because of the date that was going on. But yeah, she in her feelings because she don't know where he stands as usual. And I'm like, why y'all keep living for him? I don't understand. So anyway, now that everybody has finished eating, they want to play Truth or Dare. So they start playing Truth or Dare. So they end up doing like little silly stuff at first. I'm like, this was a waste. Like, AJ dared Chris to rub Amber's feet for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. That ain't no real dare. He happily took that shoe off and was rubbing toes and feet. Like, who supposed to care? So then they gonna dare Joelle and Vernisha to kiss for 10 seconds. It was awkward, and I was just like, what kind of raggedy, y'all? I was so, It just looked like, it was so sad. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Jason be giving better kisses than that. I was like, oh no. And I hated that. I even conjured that up to say, but it's the truth. I was like, oh no. So then they gon', you know, they're asking Jason whether or not he has a problem with picking who he want to be with. Is it gonna be Liz or is it gonna be Kyra, whatever? And he was like, yes, that's true. So then, you know, he over here, he don't even want to answer nothing else. So he ends up like just drinking, because if he didn't want to answer, he had to take a drink. That's a part of the rules. I'm like, it is what it is. So then Amber was asking AJ, is he torn between any of the ladies there? And he was like, yeah. And he said Kyra and Alexis. And she basically was like, it's 2-part. And so she wants to know, like, what is it? Like, what is it? Like, what's the problem? So he talking about he feel like they both the same, but they different at the same time. And I really feel like both of them should have felt like it was a slap in the face, because he basically said that with Kyra, she's familiar. So obviously he here for that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, you probably feel like, well, if don't nothing else fail, then I at least got Kyra as my backup. She really feel that seems like backup for me. But then he's saying that he here for Alexis because she's new. And I mean, that ain't really saying much of nothing. But Alexis was here for it because she making it seem like, oh, I like that he's actually saying how he feels. Girl, bye. He ain't saying nothing. He still ain't saying nothing as usual. I don't understand it. So, yeah, I can't. So then they're going to ask, of course they wanted to know what happened with David and Ronald. So the ladies shared, and some of the people were shocked, but not really. And I'm like, well, it is what it is, because they have both been showing y'all that they trash. Now, David, it wasn't as bad, but it just progressively got worse. And like, somebody laughed. I don't know if that was Alexis or not who laughed, but I died laughing too when she said that he self-eliminated. But yeah, it's just a mess. And I'm just like, girl, like she has been holding on to all of this, and she has been wanting to get it off her chest. And then we get hit with a bombshell, if you will. So Alexis done rolled up and in her feelings because she feels like she feels like Amber is supposed to be her friend. And she tried her because she went out on a date with because Ronald said that I'm sorry y'all, I'm getting distracted because it's so hilarious watching it again. But anyway, she got on her feelings because Ronald said, you know, as a dig, in my opinion, to Alexis that he went out on a date with Amber and that he kissed her. So this information I think is new to Chris, and if not, it's just the way that it was presented. It's like, girl, you doing the most. And so she was like, I thought we were supposed to be friends, and I don't like that because that's showing me that I can't trust you because you were giving me all of this advice, but then you turn around and do this. And so Amber was like, girl, you could have called me before we got here. We could have had a conversation before we came here if you was harboring that type of energy and feeling the way you feel like that. Like, come on now. But yeah, it's a mess. I was like, girl, why isn't that nobody is understanding that this is a competition? That's why that chrysanthemum heifer, and all these other people sitting up there getting friends. I'm like, be friends after the show is over with. This is a competition right now. I'm not understanding why they don't get that. But anyway, this still didn't resolve nothing. This was a continuation yet again. So we're gonna have to wait till next week to see who gets eliminated. I'm just like, Alexis need to go. I don't think nobody here for Liz like that. Outside of Jason, but I don't know if he gonna. It seems like everybody, all the people who really live for Kyra, them the ones who gonna end up kicking Liz to the curb. I don't know, y'all. I'm just like, I don't know why. I don't know. Again, I don't even know how Alexis made it as far as she did. So she probably gonna go home, unless Joelle. I don't know, y'all. But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed the recap review of this show. Give this video a thumbs up. Like, I just can't. They be doing too much on the show. Anyway, I'm gonna try to be back with some more things. I'll see y'all later on. Y'all have a good day and a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. Stay cool because it is definitely hot here. It's gonna be 90 something the next couple of days. I'm tired already. I hate summer and I hate winter. And I'm a winter baby. But anyway, bye y'all. Have a good one.